Hey haters, it's Peyton.
It's Ainsley. So I have the most insane thing that happened to me this weekend, and I'm so excited to talk about it. I've been waiting.
Okay.
Welcome to our first episode of Dislikeable Discussions. So today I will be interviewing Peyton and our guest.
Do you want to
Hey,
introduce
guys.
yourself?
My name's Brady.
So this is Brady. We've known him forever.
Yeah.
He went to the same high school as us, but he's actually a year younger, so he just graduated high school.
Right.
And is going into his freshman year of college, and we are going into our sophomore year. So our little topic of the day is the shift from going from high school to college as somebody who's done it before, and then somebody who's kind of not knowing what to expect, has all these ideas, and so that's kind of the goal, is just kind of discuss that. And
So we're
talk
not
about
explaining
some-
that he was like the main topic last week? I thought we were at least going to say like...
No.
Okay, cool. Continue on. Continue. Please.
Anyways, so we're gonna start just like as a little icebreaker, because I know they both have stories to tell. So I'm assuming Peyton wants to go first.
He can go first.
She always wants to.
No, we can let the guest go first. I feel like...
Yeah.
So Brady went to orientation a couple weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
No, so going to FGCU. Orientation was 2 weeks ago. Started Saturday. Thanks for that. It was a lot of fun. Started off really bad. We kind of got into the entertainment hall and it was corny. And I was kind of expecting to hate both days, but it picked up. And we were going into kind of our free time. And I was like trying to figure out how I was going to talk to people, kind of getting a feel for like, are these people normal? Are they nuts? And so I went to the rec center, just kind of found people playing basketball, and that kind of helped lock in some of the people I was talking to, but kind of gave me hope for the talking at college, like having friends instead of just all the academics, because that part I'm not really worried about. It's more the not being horrifically bored every day.
You're not worried about? Like you're too smart for it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Continue on.
But yeah, no, it was interesting for sure. Almost got expelled before getting there. We weren't supposed to have people over into any of the dorms except your roommate. That didn't happen. There were how many? I think like six.
I was about to say 6, I think.
6 people in my room by the end of the night, and all of a sudden, so we're chilling, we're listening to music, we're talking, and I just hear like FBI level, way too much ego in those hits to be an RA at a college.
Oh my gosh.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh. So everyone's kind of like freaking out, as they do, and 4 of the girls run into the bathroom. They run into the shower, close the curtain, and just sit there. One kid goes behind the bathroom door, not the smartest. And then my buddy that we kind of planned this whole thing, he was just sitting in my room. He was going to be like the cover. So I walked out, I opened the door, and the RA is like, looks livid for it to be just a dorm hangout. And there's 3 of them. So there's the 3 staff standing in front of the door. And all of a sudden they go, how many people are in there? I'm like, just one. My buddy right there. And they like kind of peer in. It was obvious that they couldn't step into my dorm.
Right.
They like had stuff because they really wanted to, but they didn't. So they were like, yeah, okay, so it's just him? I was like, yep. They're like, is he your roommate? Mm-mm. Wait, is he like go to orientation? He's supposed to be here? Yeah. He just is in another dorm.
Right.
They were like, okay, well, you gotta go. And I'm kind of like, okay, peace. You know, they leave. He leaves. Disappointing, but so now I'm kind of just sitting here with 5 people stuck in my dorm, and I don't really know how to get them back.
3 of them are girls.
I thought you said
3
4 of them were girls. 4 were in the shower.
4 girls.
Continue
You
on.
left that out when I
Yeah,
heard this story.
one dude, and now he's gone. So, I'm a little dumbfounded at how I'm getting these people out of my dorm.
These 4 girls.
These 4 girls.
Out of
in my
Right,
dorm.
let's clarify.
She likes clarifying the fact that they're women.
Right, 4.
4 of them, and just him. There's no
4.
more boys in the dorm. Just him.
Yeah, so I ended up just walking down the hallway, opening the stairwell, and I like opened my door to the side because it swung open into the hallway, and just they filed like along the wall down toward the thing, just in case someone like popped their head out and they didn't see them. So they made it. They got down there. Everything worked out, but that was a little stressful. The next morning, the RAs came and talked to me. They were like, "Hey, we got a tip that you guys were like being too loud by one of your neighbors." One of my neighbors being one that wanted to come over, he just ended up not being. So I know who it was.
Right.
Those people.
That sucks.
Why are we doing that? But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
First college experience.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Oh,
like
that's
that's first like
It was
Quite
solid.
the start,
But,
setting
like,
the bar pretty high.
I mean, that's
No.
like the typical college experience though. Like I don't know if you had the issue. I'm guessing not. But like we had the same problem once we all moved in because my roommates were decently loud. And we had the RAs come stop by
Yeah.
every few days. So,
Yeah.
and
That
yeah,
episode
I
is
don't
still
think they can
coming.
come in your room unless it's a room check. Like
Mhm.
honestly, because our RAs would like knock on the door and then they just stand there and be like, "Why are there 50 people in your room?" We'd be like, "Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
They're just here."
So moving on. So Peyton, you also had an exciting orientation.
Yeah, mine was like you said, they had like the cringy like thing. Ours was like a big dance. Like all of the RAs and stuff got up on stage and did this like choreographed dance, and it was
Similar.
scary. It
Yeah.
was really like
Mhm.
everyone kind of looked around like, are we supposed to actually go to the school now? Like it was
Yeah.
really scary. So we had that, and then there was this one guy who like sat next to me, and he was from where I'm from, like he was from like back home. So I was like, oh okay, like I don't know, I'll talk to him. And he ended up being like crazy because what even was it? I don't even remember what it was, but he said something to me about like, oh, it was like where we used to go out. That's what it was. He was like, oh my gosh, like, have you guys been like to here? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I go there all the time. Like, you should go out with us. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, thanks though. And he was like, no, like, you're going to go out with us. And I was like, no, I'm good.
No.
And then he was like, well, after orientation, like, are you going out tonight? And I was like, no, I'm going home. Because some people like stay at the dorms like you did, but I only live a little bit away. So like, it was, I just went home. And
You missed
also,
out.
I know, but it was also
Fun part.
because it was like summer though, like summer classes had started also, so kids that were there for summer semester also were moving in then. So a lot of them
Just
were
a
like
lot,
staying.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm good, whatever. But he was like, well, we're going out in Fort Lauderdale tonight, you should go. And I was like, I'm good, thanks though. And he was like, no, like you need to be there. And he was like, or if you go out somewhere else, like I'll just find you there. And I was like, are you insane? I was like, no, you won't find me there. I don't, nope, I'm good. Thanks though. So he was
Very
crazy.
bold.
I know. And then I saw him like every day for months once I got there in the fall. And then once
That's
this was
the
so
worst.
bad. He asked me to like go to the dining hall with him, and I texted him back and I was like, no, I'm good. And then he like was at my dorm like an hour later, like next door, and I saw him and I was like, because I guess he was like friends with the people next door.
That's crazy.
And I was like, absolutely not, get away. Yeah. And then one of my roommates ended up being friends with him. Yeah. So that was scary because I was like, I was terrified that he was just going to be over one day. And I was going to like walk out of my room and he was going to be there.
Stalker. Yeah.
Right.
It's not.
I was like, that's so weird. So that was mine. It's not like as fun. It was just like a scary thing.
Yeah,
And, like
just
someone
talking
right
to
off the
weird
bat.
people,
Exactly.
yeah.
Someone right off the bat. I was like, oh, I need to ignore you and avoid you at all costs the next 4 years while I'm here.
It's kind of funny actually.
But yeah.
To add to my story, similar.
Mhm.
But for one of the girls that was at the party, she, I guess the next day met this guy who it wasn't really she met him. It was more he kind of walked up with a whole lot of confidence and started talking to her, and she was kind of like trying to not talk to him, but she was already talking to one of his friends, so there wasn't really a way out of it.
Right.
And she had to get to the airport that day, and he ended up asking to go bring her.
Oh.
And she was like, she didn't really want to say no, so she didn't. And she ended up saying no because I ended up taking her to the airport, just like me and my mom.
Yeah, out of the kindness in his heart.
I mean, I'm just a good man. I'm a humble man. It is funny though, because she did end up being practically stalked by the dude. She texted him, I think it was 15 times on Snap, hey, where are you? Like the same thing, copied, pasted a bunch
He
of times.
texted her that?
Oh yeah, where are you? Yeah, it was bad. and she was
No.
like, she blocked him, did a whole thing. So
Ooh, that's gonna be awkward during the school year, though.
Right, that's my thing is I was terrified, and I felt like as soon as August started and fall started, I felt like I saw him all the time. Like, because you know those people you want to avoid, so you see them all the time. That was how it was, is I saw him literally everywhere I went. He was never in one of my classes, though, thank God, because that would have been so awful. But every, like, event, every freshman event we had to go to, he lived in the building across from me, so, like, we'd be walking, and I'd run into him, or, like, dining hall stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, that was always scary, because I was terrified I was going to, like, see him.
beef.
Yeah, but that was scary. But those were our orientation, like, yeah, how orientation went for us.
It was fun. Can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting, though. You're, like, going to college.
So part of the Dislikeable discussions and these special little episodes where we have a guest is one of us is going to be asking questions as an interviewer, and then we have our 2 interviewees. So I got my question.
Okay, what's your first question?
Okay, Peyton, what's one moment in college where you were like, yeah, I'm not in high school anymore?
Oh.
Like, when did it, like, hit that, like, this is, like, real?
Well, I feel like I have 2. Like, the first night I stayed there
Yeah.
was insane, because I was just sitting there, like, I'm waking up tomorrow, and I'm just in this, it's like I'm in this room with 3 strangers. Like, that was my first thing, is I was like, I'm in this room with 3 strangers who, like, I don't know. Like, you know your roommates, but, like,
You don't know them.
Mine I met off Instagram, so I was like, I don't know them. So I feel like that was a big thing. Yeah, so the first night was pretty, like, rough, because it was just, like, I feel like it hits you really quickly. Like, I'm not at home anymore. I'm, like,
yeah,
on
there's
my
no
own.
ease.
Right, no, you get just dropped into college. So I feel like that one's pretty big. I don't know. I'd also, like, but, like, on a better note, I feel like one of my big, like, oh, okay, like, I'm in college, this is it, is when, like, we started classes and people were like, I have class for 1 hour today, and then I'm going to the beach for 4, and then I'm going to go get dinner with my friends. And I was
That's
like,
like a positive.
Wait, you're right. Right. So, like, I feel like once I started doing that, I was so much more excited for it, because I had things to look forward to. And it wasn't
much freedom.
Classes for 8 hours a day. It was, I can go to, class for an hour here and an hour there, and in the middle, go to the beach, go to the pool, go get lunch with my friends. There was options. So I feel like that was, like, a more positive, as I was like, wow, I have so much free time, and, like, I can do more things of what I want to do. I'm not stuck in school for 8 hours. So, yeah, those were my...
That'll be
That's
nice.
good.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So, Brady, I have your question, and you'll be able to play off this one a little bit with your own stories. So, are you going into college thinking about, like, the type of person you want to be? Like, do you want to change who you are? Do you have, like, an idea in your head of who you want people to perceive you as? Do you think it's actually going to last?
Probably not. I'm generally happy with how people have perceived me. Anyway, yeah, through high school it started off a little rough. 9th and 10th grade I had to kind of, like, pull my name back up, but once I got it there, I've kind of just now gotten to a place where I'm, like, happy. So I'm probably going to stick with that throughout most of it. I think a big part of it will be growing out of, like, the immature high school stuff, and I kind of want to not, like, be more of a man, but, like, be an adult a little more, have a little bit more responsibility, things that I'm, like, proud of, instead of just stuff that I do for fun.
Right.
I think that'll be a big thing, but just, like, a lot of, like, learning how to be individual.
Growing your skills.
Independent.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a big thing.
Yeah. I feel like with school, because, like I said, you just very much get dropped into college. You don't have, like, there's not a big, like, adjusting period. Like, you can think about it and plan as much as you want, but, like, no, nothing prepares you, right, for just being dropped off at the dorm, and that's, like, it. So I feel like you definitely mature very quickly. Like, you have to do things on your own. You have to go get, like, at least for me, like, I didn't really eat the dining hall, so, like, I had to go get groceries all the time. Like, I had to go do things. Like,
On her own.
I know, I did get groceries on my own. I'm very adult. But, like, you have to do a lot of adult things very quickly and learn how to do these things very quickly in, like, a month. So, I mean, I think that's a big thing, is you're, like, forced to mature very quickly. But it's good, because I think you learn a lot in the first, like, few weeks and month of you living there. So I think it, like, changes you as a person, but in a good way. So
spinning the question for you, like, did you go into college having a, like, person you wanted to be, and how did that not happen?
Oh.
Because I think everybody goes into college having, like, who they want to be, and, like, I want to do this in all my classes, and I want to get this GPA, and I want to do these extracurriculars, and I want to hang out at go out every weekend. So, like,
Yeah, I didn't care about my GPA or extracurriculars. But
like, did you go in having any of that and then not doing that?
I mean, I feel like I really just wanted to do like well. Like I definitely, because like high school, I feel like at least my senior year, I was very much like just get done. That was how it was. And so I think my freshman year at school, I like obviously like yes, I wanted to get good grades, I wanted to do well. I feel like first semester was just kind of a blur. So second semester, I like locked in. That's when I actually did like really well. So I feel like I don't know. I wanted to get good grades, wanted to like go to most of my classes. I feel like that was a big goal I set for myself. Was like
showing up.
Was like go to my classes, and I think I did decently well of that until like the last 2 months. The last 2 months were difficult. That was hard because like you just want to go home at that point. And the last few months of college for me were like there was a lot going on. So I think, which is a whole nother
episodes to come.
Right, that's a different episode. But I think I definitely like. I feel like grades was like a big thing. I don't think I had like a persona I wanted to like feed into. I
knew you went into the sorority. So did you see yourself becoming a sorority girl, like the stereotypical?
Oh, that's true. I mean, I didn't even want to like rush until like that week. I was like, wait, why don't I do this?
On and off.
Right. So I was like, why don't I do this and try it? And I mean, it was fun to try out. Like I think it was like a good process to go through. So I feel like that was different. Honestly, I wouldn't have seen myself doing it. So it was definitely like, okay, I need to step out of my comfort zone this year. Mm-hmm. So that was a big thing. And I think I did that with like rushing because that's a huge step. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone and I like tried new things, which was good. So that was like, be more like spontaneous. And I feel like I stuck to that decently well
I feel like that's the main advice everybody gives is like, do everything, be spontaneous,
right.
Like
say yes to everything.
Say yes to everything.
Right. So no, I think that was like one of my goals at least. Yeah.
Do you think you did that? Do you think you said yes to everything, or did
I
you
said yes to everything first semester. First semester, I said yes to everything.
I think that's a good goal.
Right.
Yeah, first semester, and then second semester you kind of know.
Exactly. Like second semester, it's like, okay, I'm not doing that again. I said yes to it the first time, and that was an experience. I'm done. So I think first semester you can try everything, and second semester you like know what you want to do. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's a better like gauge of what happened, because by second semester you understand if you're like what you like, what you don't like, where you want to go, what you don't want to do, like stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, listen to this advice because say yes to everything.
Say yes to everything. I can get along with that.
Yes.
So you kind of had this with orientation, and you can touch on it, but this is going back to Peyton. What's a moment that you like were in a situation at college and you were like, I shouldn't be here? Like, were you ever like standing in like a group of people or at somewhere where you were like, oh no, I need to get out.
Like I should be here. Like I should go home.
No, just like
because I had those.
Not like I shouldn't be here at college, but in that moment, you should not be
at my school.
Yeah. Like at like a frat thing or like with a group of people you shouldn't be with. Was there ever a moment where it like hit you and you were like,
I mean, well, I feel like orientation. Well, I feel like orientation with like the singing and dancing situation. That was like
that's what I was gonna say.
What on earth? Right? Like what on earth did I just get myself into? I feel like there were a few times when we oh gosh, I think you were with me though for these. Like when we would go out and I would just be like, there was just a lot going on and I can't get too much into it. But I feel like there were times when there was just like a lot going on because we used to go with my roommates the first semester.
And they were a little crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like there was just a level of like, what on earth is going on? I need to like,
especially being like taken in that situation. That's true. It's like, ooh,
college is definitely different with a boyfriend. I would say I wouldn't tell anyone like not to have a boyfriend in college. Like I think it's amazing, but I do think like it's a very different like dynamic when you have a boyfriend and you're going into college. So that was the thing too, is like having to be adjusted to like having 10 single people around me who are doing very single people things, and I'm just like standing there like,
I should not be
right.
Here.
I shouldn't be here in this situation. So I feel like that was definitely part of it, is like adjusting to it. But by like second semester, I feel like I got it down.
Yeah, you know who's your
exactly
who's your squad.
Exactly. So it definitely got better second semester. But yeah, I would say that's like being around my single friends and also the orientation mess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you said earlier you were like during orientation you were like it kind of made me think I didn't want to go to school anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So that's not exactly what I meant by the question, but I feel like that's still a good example of like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At some points, you can be like, oh, I don't want to be at this school, not necessarily in that situation.
Right.
So look out for those.
Yeah.
Prepare myself for some of those
Right.
daily life at FGCU things.
No, because you'll have them. They'll happen.
Yeah.
We're also on a swamp, so
yeah, that's
another,
fun.
if I had to point on to something like that, we walked outside and the bugs
ew.
are really rough.
Go to school on the beach.
Yes, our beach school.
Hey, love the beach. It's like we're kind of close, but the mosquitoes love the swamp. So
yeah, that's true.
That was eye opening.
Yeah. Oh,
can't wait for winter.
Okay, so we got at this a little bit earlier, but how do you balance school and social life, and what are your goals for how you want to? And I know you said you didn't really care about school, but I feel like there's still a balance where you have to, like,
I still wanted to do well.
To a point, you have to be like, oh no, I can't hang out.
Right. I mean, I think my thing, because like with college, at least with my classes, everything was due the same day. So like this class A, everything was due on a Wednesday. Class B, everything was due on Sunday. So like I think the way I balanced it is I very much was like, okay, all of my friends want to go out Wednesday. All of my schoolwork's due Wednesday. I'll get it done Tuesday. Like I very much tried to get everything done the day before I knew I had plans because it just made it so much easier. I mean, if I got something started and then I finished it the next day, that's fine. Because I mean, but I at least try to like start every assignment the day before it's due. Because I used to procrastinate like a lot in high school, and so yeah.
I can attest to that.
Right. So I feel like college, I was like, okay, there's more opportunities, so I want to get things done before they're due. And I think I've done a lot better with that too. So I feel like that's like my big thing is like with balance is getting things done the day before they're due and not like 45 minutes before they're due.
From college algebra.
Exactly. I know. I'm doing better. So that was definitely something. That's like a good balancing thing. I mean, but also like like if it's like an easy assignment or an easy exam or something like that, doing it as soon as it's assigned is so much easier. Because either way you have to do it and you might as well just sit down and like get it over with. Because the thing with college too is you'll be like, oh, it's a Tuesday, I don't have anything, and then 45 minutes before 9 o'clock someone's like, hey, we're going out, hey, there's a tailgate, we have this game we're going to, the sorority events in 20 minutes. But yeah, definitely getting things done, because in college it's, like I said, very spontaneous, so people are always like, hey, let's do this right now, and it would suck if you were like, oh, I have to
say yes to everything, right? And like you don't want to have to say no because you have an assignment that you could have done the day before,
right?
Instead you have to do now.
Exactly. So it's just getting things done as soon as possible, because there are so many events and so many things. Like for us tailgates, we would have them like all of our basketball or all of our football ones were like the same time every Saturday, like whatever. But our basketball ones, those were like randomly just like a Tuesday, on a Thursday, on a Wednesday. So like that was the thing, is no one really knew when they were until someone was like, hey, there's a tailgate in an hour, you need to be there. Yeah. So that was the thing, is like you wanted to have all your homework done and everything before you.
Do you think like
found out something?
That sorority life, all of that kind of affected that more?
I think so. I mean,
academics.
Well, I mean, I think it was good and bad, because we had an academic like person, like she was one of the girls in our sorority, but she was in charge of academics, so she would be like, hey, I'm hosting study hours for like 3 or 4 hours, her dorm's open and you can go stop by, do an assignment, and then leave. And I think we have to go to 2 study hours a semester, so like it wasn't bad at all. But I think that really helped, because I was like, okay, I can go to study hours for 2 hours, get the week's worth of homework done in 2 hours, and then I can leave, and then I'm all set. So I think it helped. It also was like, because I had a lot of sorority events I had to go to, so I did have to plan around it. But so I mean, I feel like it helped and hurt, but it was pretty nice. I liked it. But what are your like? What is his like goals for like prioritizing like school and social?
Honestly, I'm thinking like a lot of it'll be my classes I'm hoping to have in the morning, so I can just get them out of the way. And then honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the class, and then I'm going to take however long the class is, and I'm going to put that much time aside right after to just get done anything that the class gave me, because that kind of gives me an excuse if someone does. Yeah, like
that's good.
Yeah. That was really smart.
But you like, because it helps, because then if someone asks you to do something, I can be like, I have class from this time to this time, and I don't have to say the actual end of my class. I just say the end of my like study time. That's true. Because my bigger thing is I'm not like afraid to say no, I'm not going out right now.
That's true.
But I am scared of like not having a real reason. Because like, if I'm just like, no, I don't want to. Okay.
Right.
But like if I actually have a reason, then it's a lot easier to get away from it and
Mhm.
just have that time. Because while I don't think the academics is going to be too horribly hard, I think it's definitely going to be different
I
in
feel
like
like
having to do it
it's not
myself.
hard,
Right.
but it is a time commitment.
Yeah.
We don't have a Miss Valdez.
No, shout out. Miss
That
Valdez.
was like,
The
ugh,
goat.
that's the biggest jump I'd
Yeah.
say, because at least like you didn't have her, but we had like a teacher who helped us. We had like a class for like tutoring kind of, and
Sped.
yes, a sped class. But we had a teacher in there who helped us a lot on different things, and she like very much was time management.
Yeah, not
So
having that is going to be a big jump.
Right.
From
that
having
was
someone
huge.
that's on top of you, emailing you, telling you to get your stuff done,
Right.
to just having that kind of like ringing in your head as like,
Exactly.
get this done, Brady.
I
and
know.
Not getting.
I
done.
definitely thought about it though, which is crazy. Is like I'd put off an assignment and I'd be like, Miss Valdez would
Yep.
be so
Yeah, she
annoyed
would.
right now.
We were kind of went off on a tangent. We're talking about this, but like, what do you miss most about high school? Like, I know you just left, and then you've had a year to think about it
Yeah.
and feel the difference between college and high school. So, like, what do you miss about it?
Well, I miss Miss Valdez. That would definitely be one
Shout
of the top
out.
things. I know I love her and I miss her. But I feel like, I mean, in college you have a schedule, but you also have so much free time that it's like there's a lot of downtime sometimes, which is nice because it's like, oh, I get like a good break from everything, but also sometimes it's like, ugh, I'm just like sitting here not doing anything. So I feel like with high school, you have like 8 hours where like everything's planned, and then you always have an after school. Like we, cheered, so we always had something after school to do. So like it took up all of our day.
Yeah.
And now you're like, okay, I have like,
All
16
this
hours
time.
to fill every day, and an hour and a half is with class. So I feel like that's one of the things I miss is I always had like a very strict schedule I got to follow. But now I guess it's like I make my own schedule, which is kind of nice too, because it gives me more like room to pick what I want to do each day, and I don't have to do the same thing every day. So that's nice. But I would definitely say like the schedule is what I miss a lot because it just made it really easy. So,
I guess that's some advice you can give is fill your schedule, like fill your days so you're
Right.
not sitting in your dorm or on your phone, on TikTok. Like,
Right.
make sure you have your classes and then have the time after class to study and then get a hobby, then
Right.
make sure you plan with friends.
Well, I mean, I was able to fill up my time a lot with sorority because I did rush in the fall, so that was nice. Do you think you'll join like a frat when you go to FGCU?
I don't know yet. I have like a few friends that already go there that are in the frat, so I've been introduced to a lot of the people and kind of like the life that they live, and it's different than kind of like just the partying. There's a lot more responsibility. There's
Yeah.
a lot of like meetings and little things you have to do that I don't know if I'm excited for. Obviously, the money is on top of that. That can be figured out, but it's kind of like I'd feel bad not joining now that I've met a lot of the
Yeah, I
people
guess.
and gone to a lot of the events, and now I'm like, no, I don't want to join anymore. But I think if anything, I'll definitely keep it without during freshman year,
Mhm.
and then maybe join Rush in the sophomore, just to give myself a second to adjust, get
Yeah.
on top of other things. Because I know
See if
a
it's
lot
something
of,
you really want to do.
right,
Right.
yeah, and I know a lot of them, they are doing it to have something to do, but like I'm excited for basketball, I'm excited for lacrosse, I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do. So I'm definitely ready to have a schedule open that I can just fill,
Right.
and I don't need the frat
That's
to
good.
help fill it.
Right, because I was gonna say, I mean, frats they do a lot. Sororities they do more easily, because we had like chapter on Sundays, and then we'd have like the academic thing I was talking about, the study hours, and then we had meetings about like events. Then we'd have events that we were required to go to. Like we had a whole point system. Like we had to get like 45 points for each
That's a lot.
semester. Like it was crazy. So yeah,
No, that's not something I don't like completely want, but it's
Mhm.
not something that is gonna. I'm not starting with it.
right. That's fair because it is a lot. It's a big commitment, right? When you're going into college, it's a huge commitment. It's insane. So no, it's definitely a lot.
And that's definitely another thing is the money and commitment to it.
Oh yeah, it's so
You're
expensive.
Paying to hang out with people.
And
So
friends.
It is, yes. And I mean, like, as someone that was in it, like 100% you're paying for your friends. Like 100%, I'll never argue with that. I think I've made some of my best friends from my sorority, and I mean, like I love my big, my G big, my twin, my family. They're amazing. They're like my favorite people ever. But so you're definitely paying for your friends. Like I possibly might not have met them if I didn't go through the recruitment process and rush with them and everything. So it's definitely like, a good experience meeting them, and I love them. So that was good. But yeah, you're definitely paying for your friends. So that's part of it. Is it's expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
it counts
Even
up.
like the frat that I would be joining is
Mhm.
not that expensive, but
Right.
it's still like
It's still ridiculous.
you still have to take money from your job
Right.
and put it to friends.
Right. I mean, it's not like, we go to smaller Florida schools, but it's not, Alabama, which is what I compare it to. Alabama Ole Miss. I'm like, that's insane because the amount of money those girls are paying is ridiculous.
It's insane.
But I'm like,
No.
regardless, though, it's still a lot of money to pay to go to events.
Even, yeah.
Right. So it is a lot, but, met some of my best friends through it.
So what
Not all
would
bad.
advice do you give Brady? Do you think you should join?
I mean, I think like your freshman year, honestly, you don't have to, because I know a lot of sophomores that rushed when I was rushing, and a lot of them, which was really cool, is they already had all of their own experiences, and they got to tell all the freshmen that they were rushing with about them, which was cool because we all got to learn a lot from them. And then they, rushed with us, and they also knew a lot of the people already in the frats. Like, some people in one frat, you'll meet,
People in
30
other
guys
frats.
in
Yeah.
all different frats. So then kind of you can look at it and be like, okay, 10 of my friends are in this frat, might want to join that one. Like, you kind of can see like different frats and see who's in what and whatever. So, and then you'll be a sophomore.
The general approaches of each frat.
Exactly.
Like, maybe I just don't like the frat.
Exactly. So you can like learn more as your freshman year and then you can also help out freshmen that are rushing next year if you want to, rush as a sophomore, because there's a lot of freshmen that are like, where do I go out? What do I do for this class? How's this professor? Like, you can help them during the rush process, which is also really fun. So, I mean, I learned a lot from the sophomores that were rushing my year because they were like the sweetest girls too. And they just taught me so much. So I love them. But yeah, so I would say definitely, if you don't do it your freshman year, it's totally fine. But I would definitely try it your sophomore year. At least go through the process. Like, you don't even have to join a frat, but just like going through the process, you meet so many people. So I'd say it's worth it.
That's true. Just the rushing process.
I know. I tell even like girls, I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe it was someone at like our work. I don't know. Oh, it was Adelaide. I was telling her, I was like, regardless of if you join a sorority, I would go through the rush process because you meet so many people. I mean, I had 25 girls in just my small group. And then you go into each house or each room, and then you talk to 1 to 3 girls per room, and you do 7 rooms, or 7 rooms a day. So you're meeting 7 people already. You have 25 girls in your group, which like at a bigger school, you have like 50 something. So like I'm meeting 30 people a day already. And some of the girls I met during rush and like during the rooms in the houses, I still am friends with them to this day. So I think it's totally worth it to rush. And even if you're like at the end, I don't want to be in a sorority, and you drop, like, before bid day, you still went through it, and you still met hundreds of girls. So I think it's, and the same with frat, like you'd meet hundreds of guys. So I think it's worth it.
People have said that to me. It's just do the rush process and take, like, even if you get a bid, just don't take it.
Exactly. Just be like,
take
I'm out.
The experience of making the friends, but don't pay for them.
Exactly.
Because like as much as they are frat guys, they still can have friends outside of the frat.
Exactly.
You can do stuff with them.
Right.
Outside of just big frat parties.
Yeah. And even frat parties, you can still go. Yeah. Their frats are like whatever. They don't even notice when people are in that house.
So many people.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna tell. But yeah.
Any more questions?
So we already talked about how Peyton went into college with a relationship and how that affected her life in college and what she experienced. Brady, do you plan on getting in a relationship in college, or do you want to go through it single, have that life? Like,
I've thought about it. I have definitely been like staying away from relationships for the past little while, just because I know I'm going to college. There's no reason for starting one going in that way.
Look at her.
What?
Oh gosh.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about like the pros and cons of it. I think having like the stability of having a girlfriend is nice. Like, I would love to just have someone that I can always hang out with, just like a one-on-one thing.
You want to have 6 girls in your dorm.
Yeah, that's like on top of that, it's like things like that where I don't want to go through it and have to worry everywhere I go and be like, shoot, have to like stay in the corner. I can't, because like even there's like a part of it where I understand you can be in a relationship and talk to girls, but
Right.
there's a sense of respect where I don't want to go out and have someone see something and it starts like, I don't want
Right.
drama off of that, but I definitely do want the ability to go out. So if I did find someone, it would have to be someone that was on the same level of going out and would go
Right.
out with me.
Right.
Like,
And
I would need
understood
them
that.
there.
Right.
Yeah. So I think if anything, it's gonna have to be someone that I really like. I'm ready to be in a relationship for 4 years because I also do not want to break up with someone that lives on campus with me.
You'll see them everywhere.
Yeah, I'm good. Walking into the dining hall.
Walking right back out.
Yep. So it's definitely one of those where it's like I'll stay off of it for the first part, enjoy just like the going out and being single. But then if something happens, if like I find someone, I wouldn't be completely against being in a relationship through college. I'm not like obliged to it.
Anyways, Peyton, so to close out, what's your like last final like one sentence of advice?
I mean, I feel like we already said like try everything. So maybe like, or say yes to everything. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I've got it figured out. I know.
You don't need advice.
No, I do.
No, that's what I thought. And then I was kicked into college.
Yeah.
So
That'll be me.
I know, it's scary. I don't know. Like, I feel like we said it. Like, say yes to everything.
Do you want to have like a button there? Say yes to everything, but...
Okay, yeah, I guess. Like, say yes to everything, but do well. Like, school, you're there for school. Like, you want an amazing social life, you do. But you're there to learn and to get a degree. So, like, that should always be, like, at the forefront. I knew someone personally that they went like crazy their summer because they went in for summer. They went crazy for summer. Like academics went out the window and like, out every night, whatever, and like failed 2 of their classes and couldn't come back for fall and then had to go back to spring. So like that's the big thing is people are like, okay, this is my big like, like I said, you get like dropped into college. So people go crazy and they just forget that they're there to get a degree. Like this is still school, even though it doesn't feel like it at times.
Real life is still real.
Right, exactly. So probably just like say yes to everything, but make sure that school and you like is on the forefront and you remember that you're there to get a degree at the end of the day. But yeah. But you'll have so much fun. You'll love it.
Until it conflicts with
school.
Things.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But you'll have so much fun. I'm
excited.
It's
I'm
fun.
ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm done ready.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Being friends with older people sucks because end of junior year you kind of have that same senioritis that they
That's
do.
true.
You realize,
you just got a second dose of it.
I gotta go again.
Right.
Gotta run that back.
That must have been so rough without us.
Oh, it sucked.
Aw, I know.
Missed these guys. But yeah,
We're the best.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get out.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Like, when did you move out? Like August what?
August 13th is moving.
Oh my goodness. He's like an hour away.
It's like 2.
Close.
We've done this.
I would know.
I would know.
Oh.
I would know.
So topic for another episode.
That was so best friend of me.
So topic for another episode.
I know.
Speaking of which, okay, so follow us on everything so you can. We kept hinting at different episodes we want to do, so just make sure you stay along to be able to hear those. But yeah, so YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, all the regular things.
Yep.
Do it. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Do you want to close this out?
Bye.